Good job. You remember to sit on that side.
I know. I went to work. Damn it. He pushes paper, I push the dirt.
What's wrong with pushing dirt?
No, there's not.
Hi, we're Joe and Lisa.
This is how we eat.
This is Natty Talks. I guess this is how we eat. Yeah, this is how we make money.
I guess this is how we eat too.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Where your thumb is at. Okay. Let's try that again. Hi, we're Joe and Lisa. This is Natty Talks.
We're really good at this.
Yep.
Highly professional.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay. Look at that. Zen also. Bookmark.
It's a great bookmark.
I know. We promise we have something to talk about. We're just sitting here bullshitting before we start.
It's a beautiful day. Might as well just enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully we don't get hit by a... We don't hear... If you hear 4...
Duck.
Duck.
I'm aware.
Up here at the Voo.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to go touch some grass afterwards.
You know what's funny? I knew people that play golf here, and I'm like, dude... There's no way. There's no way, man.
No way.
This course is hard.
I can imagine.
Yeah, look at it.
I was really hoping when we were trying to find a spot, you weren't going to make me climb down a hill.
Thought about it.
Nah.
Thought about it.
I mean, it would be putting my gym membership to work then. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Working out.
Yeah.
I haven't.
That's okay.
So fucking busy. I feel like Joe Rogan sitting here.
Yeah.
Because I got fucking workout shorts on.
Looking like a boss.
So yeah, we'll be on Joe Rogan. Just kidding.
Nah. I wish.
Maybe one day.
Maybe someday.
Probably not. Maybe.
Maybe.
It'd probably piss a lot of people off.
Oh, it would.
There'd be so many people that would be so pissed we're on there.
That's the fun thing, though. We're very private, so we don't. We don't put everything out there. Yeah. So
you don't even know what the hell we're doing.
Right.
You think you know what we're doing.
You ain't got no dang idea.
You have no fucking clue. I like it that way.
Same.
Privacy is always a good idea.
Absolutely. I have learned that.
Yeah.
Past couple of years.
Yeah, privacy is a good idea, especially with all the 3-letter entities that watch everything on the internet. Yeah. You might want to be careful.
Yeah, just a little bit. That's not just your job who looks at your stuff.
No. Mm-mm. I'm sure they'll be clicking in at any time.
Of course.
Oh, well.
Promise we won't talk about anything we're not supposed to.
Actually, I don't really give a fuck, honestly. What does it matter?
You're right, but I would like the audio to continue on this video.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
No shit, though. You know how many times we've done a video?
Yeah.
And something messes up that is beyond anything of explanation?
Now you saying that makes me want to, like, double check.
Yeah, I want to make sure. Make sure we're not in slow-mo. Make sure the audio's, like, you know, whatever. Make sure.
Well, I mean, we're in a different program, so.
Make sure.
Push the button. That's all that matters.
Yeah. What else has happened on here?
Time lapse, slow mo. God, that slow mo one was hilarious.
Microphones stop working. Microphones have interference. Microphones echoing.
Yeah, we still get that every now and then. But that slow mo was hilarious because it was like maybe a 30-minute video and it turned into 2 hours.
Hearing the recording tape.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've heard it all.
We have.
Yeah, everything. I mean, what the fuck's the matter? What the hell's the matter? Hell, I'm waiting for a nuke to go off.
Yeah. As long as we go quick.
Exactly. Who gives a shit? Even if it don't go quick, I'm just gonna be like, oh, finally, I don't have to go to work. Finally. Thank God.
I mean, I don't really want to suffer, but I get what you're saying.
What's the matter?
Pain's not fun.
Life already sucks.
I'm aware of that, but pain is still not fun.
Pain is not fun, no.
You have never broken a bone.
I've broken a pinky toe.
Ooh, that's rough.
Then I had to go run 5 miles afterwards in cross-country races.
Okay, that's rough.
That is rough.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. It hurts.
Don't do dumb shit.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we've been busy.
Mm-hmm.
Life is taking some twists and turns.
Full swing, yep.
Yeah. But that's okay.
Yep.
It's just living. It's just life.
Yep.
Just life.
We're enjoying it.
It's not about what happens to you.
That's how you make it.
No, it's how you react.
That too.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, we got nothing really going on, which is great.
No, there's a couple Bengals things later, but
Yeah.
we're gonna see how far Joe can stretch.
How far I can stretch? Yeah. What does that mean?
And we can do yoga at the Bengals Stadium. Who wants to pay to see that?
If you want to pay to see how flexible I am.
Oh.
I think I would really, really upset a lot of people when I put my leg over my head and I'm just like, yep, this is normal. They're like, fuck. Yeah, that'd be funny.
It would be.
Do you want to know how northern Kentucky this area is?
How?
I know exactly who used to own that truck right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know exactly who used to own that truck right there.
Nice.
Yeah. I still recognize vehicles like, oh yeah, that used to be what's his name's.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, so whatever.
Yeah. That's why you are the Kentucky expert.
Yeah, I guess.
Yes.
I guess.
When it comes to this duo,
That is true.
you are the Kentucky expert.
That is true.
You're both Cincinnati experts.
Yeah.
I'm just the Ohioan expert.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been yeah. I've been getting my Kentucky on, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I've been getting my Kentucky on lately.
Mm-hmm.
Been playing a lot more music.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
A lot of people liked you getting nasty on the slide.
Getting that sliding on a G-string, dude.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah, this is family friendly.
I'm gonna hold my tongue.
Please do. Though I'm sure people enjoy my reaction when you do. Sad to say, things that are.
That was a really good video though. Like straight. Like I mean, I'm not saying it because I'm in it. I'm saying it because like.
I know I created art.
I mean, to me, that's just.
It's just playing.
Right. Like the first part of that video is me like I hadn't played that thing in 2.5 years, so it didn't even sound right.
Right.
Like you can tell the difference in like when I got it to sound right.
Yeah.
The second half of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, here we go.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't remember how to do this.
Right, but you made it work and it was fantastic.
Yeah, I hadn't played it in 2.5 years.
Right.
Just did my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Pretty good for 2.5 years.
Hell yeah.
I used to play that thing with a Jack Daniels bottle.
I think I remember you sending me that video one time.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to play that thing with a Jack Daniels bottle. It was fun.
Heck yeah.
I wanted to do it the other day, but I just didn't.
That's okay. Just means you do it the next time around.
Yeah, let's do it next time around.
Yeah. Better quality video this time. Because the video you sent me was like so pixelated.
Well, it's old.
Oh yeah. That's why we need an updated version.
It is old. That's from Michigan.
Yeah. Well, it's old, and when you sent it, messaging quality wasn't the way it was too.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to find that video and put that out there.
It's out there. It's already out there on the interwebs.
I know it is, but I need to
Find it again.
and get it out there.
Find it in your repertoire.
Yeah, somewhere. When I had buzz cut.
Is that whenever you pull out your phone, you're like, oh, you don't even want to see that. Like that video.
Yeah. Don't look at that.
Uh-huh.
You might find something you like on there.
Okay.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Okay.
Just saying. So yeah, we do have something to talk about.
Yeah.
So we've been wanting to redo this video for quite a while, and every single time it seems like we try to do this video, it never works.
No, too many distractions.
Too many distractions. Microphone's not working. Camera's not working.
All the things.
All the things.
Yep.
But we did this video a long time ago.
6 months ago. Well, 7 now. But
7 months ago, and damn, it was 7 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Mid-November.
Huh. That's when I still had hope.
Mm.
But yeah, we're gonna redo the How to Be Happy episode. Reason why we're doing that is because everything going on in this world, I think people need to hear how to be happy while living in this world.
Mm-hmm.
One of the first steps is don't give a shit. But
yeah.
Right. I'm not saying that I want to die.
No.
But in all honesty, if it ended, I would just be like, oh, thank God, I'm finally done with this experience.
Oh, okay. We're on to the next level.
On to the next thing. Or just respawn somewhere. Whatever happens. But, yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Sorry.
Okay.
I think I was looking at you a certain way. I was just holding my hands a certain way.
Yeah. So we're gonna go through how to be happy, and this time we're gonna do it a little different.
Okay.
And this is not typically how I do anything.
Nope.
But it's probably good to hear.
Yeah.
Especially since the most intelligent person on the planet decided today to say that Jesus is the Lord and King and Savior. Mm-hmm. So, which we said in a video months ago.
Yes, we did.
On March 15th, 369.
Yes, we did.
Beat you. Who's the smartest person now? Anyways.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, so we're going to go through that. We're going to include some Bible verses to back it so that you can hear from the word of the Bible.
Why did you say that with such utter defeat?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think this is a good point. It's not because recently I've been going to Bible studies, and I've noticed something. I don't like going to Bible studies. And it's not because of the message. It's not because of what's said. It's not because they're reading the Bible. It's not because of any of that. It's because there's no just real life things. It's read the Bible and then talk about, hey, this happened. See, we all can relate. No, use an example.
Right. That's the thing. The person who is leading it that way versus the way that most people.
Like, get real.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, the other day, somebody was talking about addiction and talking about, like, porn and stuff like that. And they were just like, yeah, we all battle with this, you know, blah, blah, blah. And in my head, I'm sitting there thinking, you might. Like, I'm about to go real hard. For men out there, women shouldn't watch porn because it gives you a really bad idea of what you should be doing to your body. Which, in turn, makes you desensitize yourself, and which it does to men too, but it desensitizes yourself to things, and then you wonder why you lose your mental health. But I wanted to be like, or you can just be a real fucking man and not watch porn. And for all the straight guys out there, you're literally watching a dick. Like, you're watching another guy fuck a girl, dude. Be a fucking man. Be a man. There's a quick fix. Be a man.
Yeah. But this is what I like about this too, because like the 10 steps you kind of formulated, and then I was the one that found the different scriptures.
Yeah.
So it's a collaboration of you and I both.
Right, because when I forgot who said that to us. It was during a Bible study, and this lady said, you should do this, because I went through this list of like what to do. And she said, you should do that, but you should put Bible verses with it. And I went, good point.
Yeah.
Because what are you going to do? Argue the Bible?
People try.
And that's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay to question things.
It is.
It's okay.
That's the beauty of science.
Yeah.
It's the beauty of history.
Right. But yeah, so we're going to get started after I get my Zen.
Okay. Oh, jeez. I'm also going to keep my inappropriate comments to myself.
Is that what that tastes like? Anyways,
Okay.
family oriented. Anyways, how to be happy. Step 1.
Point 1.
Being present and living in the moment. Very important, because if you're not living in the moment, what the hell are you enjoying?
Exactly.
Where is enjoyment? You're not just like looking around and being like, damn, it's a nice day out.
If you are constantly rushing, you are not taking life in.
No, if you like don't have your life structured in a way where you get up, you don't hit snooze 100 times, you get up, do what you need to do, and get on with your day, and don't take like a few minutes just to be like, we're going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Your day usually isn't very good. And since we are including Bible verses, I'll just go ahead and say this. And I don't really care for the people who don't believe in God. I don't really care anymore. If you don't believe in God, your life's probably shit. So, good job. But if you don't wake up, one of the best things to do when you wake up in the morning is to open your eyes, and instead of doing this and scrolling through a bunch of shit that doesn't matter, you're like, hey, God, thank you for another day.
Mm-hmm.
Do me a favor and guide my steps today and make sure that I am making the right decisions.
Be in my mind before I am in my mind.
Yeah, it probably is a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think I trust myself?
No.
Fuck no. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Not really. But I make dumb decisions.
Yes.
Like we all do.
Well, and that's the thing. God already factored that in when he made you.
Yeah, we all make dumb decisions.
Mm-hmm.
But a good way to not make dumb decisions is to wake up and ask God to guide you through the day.
Yeah.
And make sure that your day is joyful.
Mm-hmm.
And happy. Because I said this since we did this. I said, hell is not a place. Hell is your state of being and your state of mind.
Mm-hmm.
And how much I have seen that since I thought that.
Yeah.
With people I know,
mm-hmm.
with other people that I've seen.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, hell really is a state of mind.
Mm-hmm. It's just you drifting farther and farther away from grace.
Yeah. Yeah. God is a very forgiving being, but he's
also just.
Yes. Divine justice.
I don't expect that.
Okay. I thought about this. Like, if I had to pick a fight against the devil or God, I would pick the devil every time. Because I've hung out with the devil, so I know all of his moves. He's playing chess. Well, no, he's playing checkers. All you gotta do is play chess, and then you realize, like, wait, what would evil do here?
And he's a one-trick pony.
Right, one-trick pony. And then when he's done using you, guess what?
He's done with you.
He's done with you. And then guess what happens after that? God's justice. And I'm sorry, but I would rather not go against the being that is overlooking all of us, regardless of what you think. Because this is at this point, and I haven't been like this my whole life. At this point, it's not a matter of, I wonder if God's real. If you think people that believe in God are dumb, but you don't believe in God,
yeah.
Go look in the mirror.
Yeah.
Go look in the mirror and figure out who's the dumb one.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not tapping in to the grace of God, and you're living on this planet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And once again, I don't go to church, and once again, I am not religious. So,
no.
That coming from somebody who is like that should be speaking volumes. I hate going to church. I despise going to church. I'm like, dude, this is the most boring thing I've ever done in my entire damn life. I hate this. I could be outside fishing. Are you done talking yet? The Bengals are playing. I don't care.
Yeah,
somebody else.
Well, just that's why I like going to church. That's Thursday night service. So I don't have to miss Sundays. The Bengals.
That's a good point. What about Thursday night football?
If it ain't the Bengals playing, then it doesn't matter.
But like, and I'm not putting down anybody who goes to church.
No.
You go to church. I don't ever like, oh, you're going to fucking church. Great.
No,
you know, like,
respect it.
no, yeah, no, I don't. I'm not saying that. It's just that for me personally.
Correct.
For me personally, I don't need somebody else to tell me how I need to have a relationship with God. I also don't need somebody else to tell me how or what to pray. Because if you're not having a conversation, then what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
You're speaking into the void. At some point, you got to have a conversation. Like, I mean, you've been on the phone with me when I've been like,
I have.
I just stopped talking to you, and I'm suddenly just like, you can't see me, but I'm like, what?
Yeah. But that's also, it ties back to being in the moment. You can't rush anything if you're going to have a conversation with God.
Right. You got to slow down.
Mm-hmm.
And as I say to Dakota all the time,
mm-hmm.
take a walk with God.
Yes.
If you're out golfing, go take a walk with God, man. You're out here in nature.
Go be in nature without music.
Yeah, take your headphones out and just be in nature. Mm-hmm. Just listen.
Correct.
Or if you're, or if you're my boss and you get annoyed hearing birds in the background.
Yeah.
Like, of a meeting. Like, bro, you already made me miserable enough. Yeah. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, get out and do this stuff.
Right.
And I will say this, when I made this list,
mm-hmm.
I did believe in God, but I was not on
the level that you are.
The level I am now.
Yeah.
But I still made this list.
You did?
So this works whether you believe in God or not. Because as we said in the God videos, where we beat the smartest person in the face of the planet with talking about the existence of God.
Yes.
Fact, dated. You know. Oh, I lost it. Like I heard. I thought a kid ran out. What was I saying?
I lost it too.
Damn it! I'm sorry.
It'll come back. Other than you said that we beat the smartest person in the world, and it's dated. I know you're saying before that, but.
We said this is how you can use AI to program your brain to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is just simplistic steps. Being present in the moment. If you're a living, breathing human being and you're not an NPC, that's brain is hot wiring right now because you're all starting to wake up. This should just be easy. This should be easy. This should be an easy step. Being present in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
It should be easy.
Should be.
So the Bible verse that you wrote down is Matthew 6:34.
I wrote down 2.
Oh, she wrote down 2. The first one is Matthew 6:34. So don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own worries. Today's trouble is enough for today. True.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good one. Good job.
Thanks.
Good job. And that's true. When you worry about today,
it's for today.
Is for today. If you keep worrying about it, guess what it's going to do? It's going to show up tomorrow.
It's going to hot brain your emotions on a Monday night.
What happened on a Monday night?
This past Monday night?
I don't remember Monday.
When I called you?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I was worrying about things that were to come and that I did not need to worry about.
You... She reminded me, well, I reminded her that I'm a man,
mm-hmm.
and I can only handle so much emotional stuff.
Correct.
I can handle emotional stuff,
yes.
But I'm still a man.
Correct, and that's where I had to remind you, I just need you to be. I don't need a solution, which you weren't trying to do.
No.
So I'm thankful for that. You were just there, and that's what I needed to get it out.
Yep.
To process it properly instead of internalizing it.
Right. I want to make a comment. Somebody once said, all you do is come up with solutions to stuff. No, you think I do. Me coming up with a solution is like, hey, this carburetor is not running right because the float is stuck, so I need to do this. That is a solution. Telling you, hey, from my life experience, if I were you, because I've been in your shoes, you might want to do this. Did I do that the first time? Nope. How do you think I know?
Sounds to me like you were just leading.
Probably. You see, the thing about leading is that you can't tell somebody else to lead and then not hold yourself accountable for your own stupid ass behavior.
Correct. But yes, worry for today is for today.
Yeah, say this word.
Ecclesiastes
3:9. For everything there is a season, a time for every activity under heaven.
You could also say under the sun.
Yeah, under the sun would have been better. Your Bible. Just kidding.
No, if there are different translations here.
I know.
I just didn't put the little abbreviations next to them because you're gonna be like, what does that mean?
But like, you know, if you don't believe in God, this one, just go ahead and throw it out the book. Because if you don't believe in God and you are behaving the wrong way, for everything there is a season, a time for every activity under the sun, under heaven. So if you don't believe in God, you're not going to experience anything under the sun.
You could even say which sun.
Oh yeah, that double one. Is that up there?
The literal one, or the other sun.
Hey, you seen the pictures of the two suns? Isn't that weird?
Yeah. There's only one right now.
No, I'm just looking up there trying to figure out what the hell the TV screen's trying to show me. But yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I know everybody's on their own journey. And I'm only 36 years old. But like, at some point, if you're not questioning this world we're living in, and like, is it a possibility that there is a God?
Right.
You're not living. Like,
nope.
And you don't even know what this world can bring you.
Correct.
Just because you're not living in the moment.
Just give it a chance.
Just give it a chance. Give it a chance. What do you have to lose? What if you're wrong, but you chose to believe in God and you suddenly were happy? You know what I read? I read that intelligent human beings that believe in God, God, I thought he was going to get my car.
No.
Like it was like people that believe in God and view life this way do not deal with depression, do not deal with sadness, and that is very true.
There is something that I remember seeing, and I wish I saved it, but it was like if you pray every day, and it lists all of the different things, anxiety, depression, other things, it lists the percentages of how much it goes down.
It does.
If you spend so many days in prayer.
And I know this.
So do I.
I don't even, okay, fine, I'll go here. I don't even like to admit this, because now I look back on my life and I'm like, you fucking moron. If you would have just done this sooner, your life would have been better.
Yeah.
If I would have done that sooner,
yep,
I probably wouldn't have messed up with my girlfriend from college.
Yeah.
That God decided to remind me with the other day when I saw her walking with her two beautiful children and her little dog, and I was like, thanks, God. Thanks for the reminder, dude.
Right. But I see it as a reminder of two things. It's the life that you had, but also the potential of the blessing that he'll give you later in this life.
I hope so.
I know so.
God, I hope so.
You can keep hoping, I know.
The second one is allow yourself to feel your emotions.
Oof.
you've seen this on video if you've watched our stuff.
Yes.
Kevin commented on this, or he was like, man, I'm so glad I watched that video, because I watched that and I realized, oh man, I kind of live life this way. And what Dakota didn't realize, he was like, I don't need to feel my emotions. I don't know. And this goes for men and women. I don't need to feel my emotions. I don't need to whatever, blah, blah, blah. The funny thing is that if you do not know how to feel your emotions, that means you don't know how to control them. Which means that you leave yourself up for
manipulation
and someone to control you.
Yep.
Because if you watch that second episode, I started to ramp his emotions up and piss him off.
Yep.
And then I brought him back down. And that's just because I knew he couldn't differentiate between emotion.
Yeah.
And then I actually started tearing up on there when I started talking about something. And you can hear it in his voice. He was mirroring me.
Yeah. He got softer.
You can hear his voice crack a little bit. Because he was like, ooh, I'm in a bad spot here.
Yeah.
For me, just being emotional.
Right.
Because I'm very secure. I'm a very secure man in myself. So like, I know how to control my emotions. I know how to feel my emotions, because when you feel your emotions, you process. How many times have you all been out in the world and you see some bitter ass old fuck and you're like, ugh, why are you that way? It's because they don't know how to process their fucking emotions. And guess what happens when you don't process your emotions? The easiest emotion to feel is anger.
Yep.
Bitterness.
And then you're internalizing it, which will also affect your physical.
Yep. You physically will start declining. Because you're just adding stress to your system.
Exactly.
You're adding anxiety and worry.
Yeah. You're allowing fear to control you.
That's all it is. You're allowing fear to control you. Like when what did... I wouldn't say I'm fearless. I would just say I don't allow fear to control me, because if I did, I wouldn't do half the things I do.
Correct.
When I played the other day and I had that video, do you think I was just sitting up there just like, oh, it's a normal day?
No.
No. There is a massive amount of fear of getting up in front of people and playing an instrument that none of them have ever even heard before. And I'm saying, I literally was like, I don't know how this is going to go. I haven't touched this thing in 2.5 years, so we're just going to see it. But I did say, I was like, I just want to play it well so you can hear how cool this sounds.
Exactly.
And I was like, I haven't played it in 2.5 years, so God knows how this is going to go.
Yeah.
But like, if I had lived in fear and didn't show up and didn't plug my damn instrument in, guess what? No one would know.
Exactly.
So you can't live in fear.
Nope.
You got to control your emotions.
You got to allow yourself to feel them.
You do. Like, personally, I'm like, I'm like, the way I do things is, I'm like, if I get nervous or if I start getting like worried or scared or whatever, I'm like, good. God just gave me a shot of adrenaline and nitric oxide, and I am going to use it.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
And then when you're in a situation where you are extremely nervous, extremely sad, extremely upset, it just doesn't faze you.
Phases you for a hot second.
Phases you for a hot second.
And then because you know how to process your emotions. So like Monday night when I was having my emotional freak out.
Yeah.
Maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes that we were on the phone. As soon as we were done off the phone, I was like, okay, I feel better and I'm good. Whereas in the past, that stuff would eat me. I would have ate me all night. I wouldn't have gotten sleep, and I would have been miserable the next day.
Yeah. You've seen me do this.
Yeah.
Crumble.
Yeah.
Proverbs 17:27. A truly wise person uses few words. A person with understanding is even tempered. I do this with my job and it pisses everyone off. They're like, he's so quiet, blah, 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 blah. No, he doesn't know what he's talking about. His silence must mean he's just stupid. His silence must mean he's scared. He doesn't know what he's doing. we're going to take his passivity as weakness.
Big mistake.
Yeah, until somebody calls me and starts, saying these things, and I'm like, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah, if you ever like think of somebody like that, and then like you hear them go, oh really, with like a smile on their face,
be in for a rude awakening.
Yeah, because there's a few people who have realized like, oh shit.
Yeah, I struggled to find a verse for that one. So,
but like dude, if you are a wise person, you typically don't really say much.
Correct.
Because you're just observing your surroundings and bringing them all in and being like, okay.
Exactly.
You don't need to say much. Usually the loudest person in the room is typically the dumbest. They just know how to...
It's the same with social media.
Right. Same shit. Nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
You just sound intelligent.
Yep.
When really you're just causing confusion.
Exactly.
That's also known as micromanagement. And we all love that.
Yeah.
We all love when somebody micromanages us.
My favorite.
The next one. Have an outlet to express yourself. And if you hear this and you're like, have an outlet to express yourself? If you don't have an outlet to express yourself, you're not a very deep person.
No.
That requires depth.
Yes, it does.
If you don't have something to be like, I do this and I enjoy it, and I'm not talking about like playing sports. I'm not talking about any of that.
No. Is what we're doing a creative outlet?
Yes.
Is making a video with it, is making a video that says, get ready with me. Or like, here's my outfit of the day. Is that a creative outlet?
Could be. Is playing a team sport a creative outlet?
Yeah.
Is it?
It can be, if it brings you happiness.
True. It brings you community. But you're not expressing yourself. You're with a team. You're with other people.
You could say...
I'm talking individual.
Yes.
Because you're not being an individual if you can't express yourself individually. Because you're not being yourself. You're with everyone else.
I hear what you're saying.
You're not being your own person.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. Like, I can play music without other people, but I like to play music with people because I like having the sound.
Right.
But I don't need it.
Correct.
I just like it.
Yeah.
I can play guitar and sing at the same time and be like, yep, this is me playing this song.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd much rather have drums, a bass, and another guitar player there because then I don't have to focus so much on making all the sound.
Right.
But I can still do it.
Would you say working out was a creative outlet?
Yeah, absolutely. It's also beneficial.
Yeah. So, yeah. Art, photography, music, journaling, making videos.
Mm-hmm.
Those are creative outlets.
Yeah.
There's many others. I'm sure if you just Google creative outlet and let AI run, it'll tell you a ton of different creative outlets.
Right. And then if you don't have a creative outlet, go find one.
Yeah.
You don't know how much joy you might find in this world.
Go create one.
Go create one. If you like making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with the peanut butter and the jelly on either side, maybe not do it in public, but...
Not make that shit in public.
Whatever.
You might do it in public. Some kid might walk by and be like, what are you doing? And then you've taught someone how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
And probably piss the mom off in the process. So yeah, do that.
Maybe.
There was no Bible verse with this one.
Yes, there is.
There is. Where?
No, there's not. Yes, there is.
No, there's not.
No, there's not. I couldn't find anything.
That's okay.
Some of them I could, some of them I couldn't.
That's okay. But yeah, you should have an outlet to express yourself because if you don't, then how is anybody going to know you?
Right. And while now just reading that, I can think of some scripture that could be used as like I could have put with that, but whatever.
Yeah. Don't forget, evil is a one-trick pony.
Yep.
If you don't have an expressive outlet other than just one thing,
if your only creative outlet is venting, vents go to other rooms.
True. There are monitoring spirits out there.
Yes, there are.
The next one, set boundaries. And not just for other people. A good way to find out if somebody like is even worth a damn being with is setting boundaries. And if they try pushing them, guess what? They're not for you.
Yeah.
Which is stupid.
Yeah.
Because if you're trying to go against somebody's boundaries and you're with them in a relationship, that is the dumbest fucking thing. You are disrespecting your fucking partner.
Exactly.
Fucking stupid.
It is.
But you should also set boundaries for yourself. Because if you don't set boundaries for yourself, you're not living at a level of having control of your life.
If you do not set boundaries for yourself, you do not fully love yourself.
No.
And then you're just disrespecting yourself.
Right. Oh, it's full circle. It really does. Like, setting boundaries is hard, by the way. Like, it's
yes.
for other people and yourself. Like,
Correct.
it's hard to set boundaries, especially when somebody else or yourself breaks them.
Correct.
Because if you break your own boundary, typically, if you're a living, breathing, intelligent human being, you feel bad after it.
Correct. Ooh. And that's coming. You were a perfectionist, but I was a people pleaser.
Yeah.
And learning to put myself first instead of others was a hard self-boundary I had to learn.
Yeah.
And I still struggle with that every now and then.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult to hold boundaries. It's not like I set boundaries and I'm like, I'm not right. Trust me, I break my own boundaries quite often. And I'm like, damn it, you idiot. Try again.
Yeah. I can just think of an instance last year where I was not having it. And you kind of taught me in that moment that I needed to like be better about speaking up for myself. So, yeah.
Yeah. I said this a while back. I was like, if you don't say what you want, how are you supposed to get what you want?
Exactly.
And then you're dumb if you get mad at somebody else for not giving you what you want if you never tell them.
Exactly.
Is this hard for? I guess.
I mean, maybe.
I guess it's hard for some people.
So yeah, set boundaries.
I was saying it's hard for some people just to communicate. Proverbs 4:23. Guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. Like I said, if you break your own boundaries, typically you feel bad. You're breaking your own heart. Yep. The next one. Have a self-care plan to stay grounded and charge your energy.
That's why I said when we're done filming, I'm going to go touch grass.
Yeah, you should. Go touch grass.
I will.
Touch some grass. It's good for you. It grounds you.
Exactly.
I can tell when I don't ground myself after a while. I can just like tell. It's like I like feel it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because of awareness.
It's both. You can feel the energy going through you.
Yeah, like I don't know if it's awareness or what it is, but like you gotta charge your energy. When I'm down there at the Bengals tailgates, I'll be sitting there talking to them and I'll just sneak off.
Yeah. They'll just disappear.
Just disappear for a minute.
Even Jesus needed time to himself.
That's true. You just disappear for a minute, recharge.
And who would he go recharge with?
I have no idea.
God.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
And then you just recharge. And then you come back and you have a good time, do your thing. Well, nothing's.
Is it gone?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
There was a bee.
You're fine.
Okay.
Proverbs 21:5. Good planning and hard work lead to prosperity, but hasty shortcuts leads to poverty. Fact.
Mm-hmm.
Never take the shortcuts.
Nope.
It might look appeasing. You might think you're going to save yourself some time, but in the long run, you just extended your time. Like it's now it's tougher
Yep.
because you didn't do the work.
Perfect example of this. When my sister had an issue with her shower, she needed a part. She goes to the store. She's like, "Oh, I'm not going to get the name brand. I'm going to get the other one because it's a little bit cheaper." She realized for shit like that, you need the name brand.
Yeah.
You can't mess around with stuff that needs a specific part and that has a specific number.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She learned that the hard way. And then we had to pay someone to come out and do it.
Yeah. You pay for what you get.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ooh. This one I feel like everyone should work on.
Okay.
Self-reflection and checking in with yourself. Before I started doing this, I thought I just had bad luck, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is just how life is, I guess. And then I started self-reflecting. And I went, why did this happen? Oh, it's because I was doing this. Why did that happen? Oh, it's because I was a dumbass. Then I started self-reflecting and being like, why did I make those decisions? Why did I do these things?
Mm-hmm.
Some of it was because I had some demons I wasn't fighting off. The other part of it was because I wasn't reflecting on myself and controlling my emotions and figuring out this being.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying I'm perfect, by the way. We all have duality. I'm a dumbass from time to time.
Yes, you are.
It pisses me off when I am. And then I fucking hate myself for about a week. And I'm like, damn it.
Only a week?
Sometimes longer, sometimes shorter. You know how it goes.
Yes, I do.
Never mind.
Okay.
Sometimes it only lasts a minute, okay?
Well, that's how it should be because you want to know why?
Why?
You should have self-grace.
Probably
Probably when we play this back, I'll get it.
I'm sure you will. But yeah. Grace is, you give yourself grace.
Mm-hmm.
Check in with yourself.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay, you fucked up here. Just don't do it again. Or maybe do it a little bit less next time.
Right. Learn from it.
Learn.
Reflect.
Learn and reflect. Especially if you make a decision that is life-altering.
Yep.
Even if you don't think it is.
Because do you think a drunk driver gets behind the wheel one time and is like, oh, I'm never going to do that again?
Fuck no. We all get behind a fucking wheel of a car and after a few drinks. Don't anyone tell me you haven't done that if you drink.
Correct. It just takes one incident.
One. And then when they breathalyze you and you have any amount of anything in your system, guess what?
You're done.
You're done. Even if you're under the limit,
Mm-hmm.
they will find something.
Yep.
Damn, these trees are getting a workout today. He didn't yell for.
You did not.
But yeah, man, checking in with yourself and having self-reflection is very important. Extremely important.
It is.
Because, like, if you're not doing this, you're not really living.
Correct.
Like,
You're not.
you're just going through the motions of life.
Yes.
So you're just allowing life to happen to you and you're not reflecting on what you should be learning.
Correct. You're just letting the world control what you do.
Yeah, you're being controlled by something outside of your body.
Yep.
Other than yourself. Like other people.
Yep.
Stupid.
Mm.
It's just ignorant.
It is.
Pure fucking ignorance. I ask you, should I do this? What do you think? And a lot of times I go, I'm like, you're right.
Mhm.
But there is every once in a while where I'm like, I hear what you're saying, but no.
Right. And that's because you value my opinion.
Yeah, you should value somebody's opinion, but that doesn't mean that you should do it.
Correct. You ultimately have to do what is best for you.
Yes.
There have been plenty of things that you have said that I should do, and I have not come to terms about speaking it out loud yet. I respect you and your decision to say that stuff out loud.
Why don't you ever just say it?
Because I'm not there yet.
Oh my God.
Oh my
you need to
God.
say it so I stop repeating myself then.
Well, maybe there's purpose behind you keep repeating it.
Maybe there's a purpose in me learning.
Maybe so. Maybe I'm waiting for a divine moment for something to happen, and then I say it.
That could be true too.
Exactly.
Could be true. I see you. I see you.
Mm-hmm.
Proverbs 27:19. As a face is reflected in the water, so the heart reflects the real person.
Yep.
You know what also has water?
What?
Other people's eyeballs. Do you know why a lot of people can't look at other people in the eye?
Why?
Because they're looking at their soul.
Mm-hmm.
Or the lack thereof.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is very true. If you can't look at yourself in the mirror, well, this is a problem. A lot of people look in the mirror and they don't like what they see.
Exactly. Or they're looking at their outfit, but they're not looking themselves in the eye. They're just looking at the appearance.
Mm-hmm. I hate to say this, and this goes for everybody, but I'm going to be a man here. Ladies, you can be the most beautiful creature on the face of the planet. But if you lack depth and soul, you are the ugliest human being walking the earth.
Mm-hmm.
With just a pretty skin.
Yep. Pretty meat sack.
That's it.
Yeah.
I want to go really hard right here. Can I do it?
Go for it.
You're just a walking vagina at that point. You're useless. Useless.
That's fair. I could say the same for men.
You're right. You're a useless dick walking this earth, and you're probably not even good. Family oriented.
Okay, how about we not shake the table?
It's fine because I already tested this. It just goes. That's it.
Okay.
But for real, you're just a walking vagina and a walking useless dick. That's all you are. If you lack depth because you are just afraid to look in the mirror because you're afraid of what you're going to see.
Right.
That is the ugliest fucking Corvette I've ever seen. And I know guys who like those colors, and I'm like, dude, it's brown shit. Like, it's terrible.
Oh, yeah, that is.
It's brown.
Yeah.
Yuck. But yeah, no, like, you.
Yes.
And if you feel like you're being attacked, you're probably fitting this.
The shoe fits?
If the shoe fits. I'm not attacking everyone here.
No.
If anything, probably a lot of the people at this point, probably a lot of people that watch this podcast are probably sitting there like, yep, he's getting there.
Well, and probably what you're feeling is not a great feeling, and that's because your heart is trying to tell you, hey, this person's speaking truth. You should listen.
Truth should not hurt you that bad.
There's times when it should, but yes, it should not hurt you that bad.
It should not hurt you that bad, but the problem is that when the truth hurts, it's probably touching a chord that you haven't hit.
Mm-hmm.
I know I have said things on here that has just hit some nerves, but it's like, hey, I'm just speaking, dude. If you don't like what I'm saying.
That's why some people don't like preachers. I think it was last week or the week before. My pastor was like making sure he was going over like different scenarios. And I got to like one of the last ones, and everyone was really quiet. He goes, "I think I've hit everybody. I think I've hit everybody. I think I've offended everybody. So I'll see no one next week." Okay, got it.
Yeah, stop being so offended.
That too. That is a spirit also.
I actually really enjoy hearing somebody talk that is offensive.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, what are they saying here? What is offending me?
Mm-hmm. What do I need to work on?
And what do I need to work on?
Yep.
Why is this offending me?
Yeah. It's always really funny too with like when it's quiet and he'll be like, Does no one agree with me? Okay, thanks. That's a good word, Pastor. Thanks. I preached that.
Like,
I think he says something like that, but yeah. But no, you're absolutely right. What flows from your heart?
yeah, it's not attacking anyone.
No.
We're all just living, breathing human beings on this earth, dude.
Correct.
Like we're just here.
But if your heart is bitter, your undertone is always going to be negative.
Yeah.
And your undertone is always going to be hateful.
Like if you say something and the undertone is hatred, change your tone.
And you have no idea what you're saying to somebody. You have no idea what they've been through.
No. Like.
And you choose to speak what you speak to them. That is such an odd thing to say.
Yeah.
No offense. Shame on you if you do that.
Yeah, like I don't know what that person walking's been through, but I guarantee you I'm not going to walk up to them and say something offensive.
Right.
Because I respect other humans.
Mm-hmm. Same thing with when you interact with a homeless person.
Right.
You have no idea what they've been through.
No.
Some people actually choose homelessness on purpose.
I know. I know. It's quite the experience.
Yes, it is.
It's very I think everyone should try to go a week being homeless.
Oh yeah.
You're going to figure out a lot about just other people and how they interact with each other.
Yeah.
Like
for sure.
Like I just like so like my favorite is that I forgot what I was doing. I was doing something. And I was dirty, my clothes looked like shit. Hair's all fucked up. People are looking down at me. And then I go get in that car. And they're like, what the fuck? And, you know, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like.
Exactly.
You don't know.
No. Nope.
You know, and like, if you're not in that situation, make sure you remember how blessed you are.
Mm-hmm.
Because
it could all be gone in the blink of an eye.
Oh, yes, it can. Everything you ever wanted in the world suddenly gone in an instant.
Yep.
And it probably happens more than once.
We go through many timelines in life, so yeah. We go through different phases.
Yep. There's many times in my life I've had everything taken away from me in a blink of an eye. And it sucks.
Yeah, it's very humbling, I'm sure.
It's very humbling. You go from making all kinds of money, living the high life, what you think is the high life, to nothing. The funniest part is that when you're making all that money and you're doing all that and you're fucking living life, but then you have nothing. I was more grateful with nothing than I ever was with everything.
Absolutely.
So, you know, like I was way more grateful with nothing because it's like, I am so grateful just to be breathing.
I'm just so thankful to be.
Yes. And that's what a lot of people don't do. They just don't be.
No.
They don't know how to just be.
Correct.
Like, I saw a video of this girl complaining that she has multiple jobs and she can't pay her bills and she has no money. And I'm like, oh, welcome to the club. And I'm like, dude, one day you're just going to realize you're working your fucking ass off to do nothing.
Yep.
So why don't you do nothing to do something? What does it matter anyways?
Exactly.
You can't pay your bills as is. You're just working your life away. Who the fuck cares? I'm not saying quit your jobs.
No.
But like you got to learn.
To just be still for a moment and be.
Oh, that's hard.
It is.
It's so hard to be still, especially for me.
I think anybody who thinks on a higher level, it is very hard to just sit still and be. Because our brains are constantly running.
Yeah. It's hard to just be in this world in general. So like.
Correct. That's when so that's why it's important when you find people who like bring you some form of peace and steadiness, you keep those people in your corner.
Mm-hmm. Every time.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who
they are a blessing.
I'm gonna say this as a man, for the men out there. If you have some woman in your life and she is not bringing you peace and she's going against your peace,
Mm-hmm.
kick her ass to the curb.
Yep.
No one, man or woman, should ever go against your peace.
Correct.
Because do you think it's going to be great when they are there and everything, you know?
Everything's all hunky-dory?
Right. No.
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 Everything is not all hunky-dory.
Yeah. And then if the other person's not self-reflecting on what they're doing to you, and when the mask slips and the real self comes out, it's quite startling. What did you say the other day? The cruelest thing somebody can do to someone?
Excuse me. The cruelest thing somebody can do is talk about saying I love you and talking about building a future and a life with you, and then all of a sudden just like disappear. That is the cruelest form. That is the cruelest thing you can do to somebody. And no, your childhood behavior is not an excuse for how you act.
No, hold on. Your childhood trauma
That's what it was.
is not an excuse for your behavior.
Correct. I totally butchered that up, but yes.
That's okay, I fixed it. But, yeah. We all have trauma from our childhood. We were raised in the 90s. Like,
you and I were, yes.
a lot of people were. If you were raised in the 2000s,
you might be a little screwed.
You might be lost. I don't know what to say.
We're the last generation that had a sense of a normal childhood.
Yeah, I would say so. And then if you weren't around for 9/11, or if you weren't present enough for to like see 9/11,
right?
Feel 9/11. Don't talk about anything going on in the world because you have no fucking clue. That's why, like, when like all these like younger people are like, "Oh, this is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. We shouldn't do this." I just go, clearly you weren't alive enough to sit in your 7th grade science class and watch that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was younger than you. I wasn't. Like, I obviously know what happened, but I was still young enough that my brain was still impressionable.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew it was bad, but I didn't fully understand it.
Mm-hmm.
So even now as an adult, I fully understand it as an adult, but my mind still tries to look at it in like a child's mindset because that was a frozen moment in time.
Yep. I mean, like, I and if you weren't around for that, or if you weren't like coherent enough for that, God bless you, dude, because like, there's a direct correlation of people that were.
It was a life-altering event.
Yeah, like there is a direct line of people who were able to watch that and feel that and understand what was going on,
right?
Compared to people who didn't.
Correct. Yep.
And I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but most of those people are easily manipulated and controlled by the government.
We'll save that for another time.
Save it for another time. We're talking about happiness here.
Mm-hmm.
Human connection is essential. Quality time with the people you love, like family, friends, and community.
I just spoke of that.
Mm-hmm. That's why when I was like, I don't go to church, I don't like church, I did say, but it is a good place for community.
Unless it's abused.
Unless it's abused.
Surprise! I have that. I have faced that.
Yeah. I have. The reason why I don't go to church is because my grandmother.
At the worst time, also.
Yeah. The reason why I don't go to church is because my grandmother and my grandfather built the church that I went to, and they both are not with us anymore. And I saw that community and I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
The funny thing was, my own grandmother, who built that church, who financially supported that church, started going to a different church, and we had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the funny thing is that church is just a Christian church. It's the
Non-denominational.
Non-denominational. It's actually the one, and I don't know how it is now, so I whatever, but it's the one when you're going 75 north off to the right side, the First Church of the Nazarene.
Mm-hmm.
That was a church I went to all the time.
Yeah.
Loved that church until I didn't.
Well, that's the other thing too. Church can be your car. Church could be at the pond with the fishing rod.
Yep.
Church can be where you meet God. Church is where you meet God.
Yeah. Your church can be anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It don't really matter. As long as you are experiencing something.
Correct.
And you're just being alive, that should qualify as a church.
Mm-hmm. But yes, community is important.
Yes, it is. Typically, if you're doing those things and you have people around you, that's a community enough.
Mm-hmm.
My church now is Paycor Stadium on Sunday morning. Actually, one of my favorite things to do when it's not Bengal season is when and I swear, Reds, I am going to find time to come work. I promise. I'm going to do it. I love Sunday games because you have to get there early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And up on the upper deck, if you go down the first base line at the very end, there are swings there. That is a beautiful just spot to sit. So before anybody gets there, I'll go up there and I'll just sit down on those swings for about 10, 15 minutes, and I'll just have my own little church service. Mm-hmm. And my little moment with God.
Yeah.
Man, I miss working in the stadium.
You'll make it back to it.
I know. So Romans 12:10. Love each other with genuine affection. Take delight in honoring each other. Good one. Because if you're not loving each other with genuine affection, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
Being nice.
No, what are you doing?
Being fake.
Fake. You're not loving.
You're being complacent.
You're not taking delight in honoring the people around you.
Correct.
If you're a man and if you're not loving your woman in your life in a genuine affection way. Affectionate, sorry. You're not loving her. So not only are you wasting your own fucking time, guess what else you're doing?
You're wasting hers.
Wasting hers. And ladies, if you're not honoring your man, oh, I want to go hard.
Okay.
If you're not honoring your man and loving him with genuine affection, you're just some fucking whore. That's taking the easy road and calling it dating. Like, that's all you're doing.
Well, to reverse it, if a man is not properly loving... No, the other way around. Reverse of what you said.
If a man's not honoring the woman he's with...
Correct. You're just a player.
You're just a player and you're just sticking your dick in something you probably shouldn't. Realize your level. Because if you're not doing any of those things, you're being a player and you're being a hoe.
Simple as that.
And if you don't like that, stick with the people who are being players and being hoes.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't like that, change. God, I know that hurts to hear, but I don't give a fuck. Because the next one is be gentle with yourself.
Mm.
I didn't put that very gently, now did I?
No, you did not.
No, I didn't. But sometimes, as a man, you know, we're hard-headed. Sometimes you got to beat the fuck out of us before you realize, like, oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Women are stubborn.
Yes, they are. They are stubborn creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just got to fucking... Not like...
Sometimes you have to be firm.
Sometimes you got to be firm.
But sometimes you, like you said, you have to be gentle and soft.
Yeah, you do. I don't know. Well,
Yes, we do now.
I do know. The problem is that the times I've been gentle and loving. Oh, I kind of want to hit this, but I don't. But I do.
Say it.
Something I've noticed about women in this generation and dating these days is anytime I've ever treated a woman with dignity and respect, I honored her and I loved her, I took care of her, I made sure that she was emotionally safe, I made sure I was taking care of her and protecting her, she leaves. Now I notice if I'm a fucking dickhead to a girl and I treat them like shit and literally like fuck you, I probably could text a few girls right now and they would probably come over and suck my dick later. I know that honesty hurts, but it's true.
In both of those scenarios, these women probably don't love themselves.
No, they don't.
So they're not gentle with themselves.
No.
They're constantly hard on themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't know what self-love is.
Yep. Yep.
Truth hurts.
Truth hurts. I mean, that is true though. Like anytime I've ever treated a woman like as good as I possibly can, they leave because they get bored. Because they look for that, they think the grass is greener on the other side when it's just fake fucking AstroTurf, and then they like, oh shit. Like they like get there and they're like, oh fuck, this is fake.
That's because the lie has been put in their head that simplicity is not enjoyable. They've put the idea in their head that just living in just living and having a family is it's not enough.
Mm-hmm.
You need more. Boring. It's boring. You need more excitement in your life. You need more adventure in your life.
Mm-hmm. You know what happens when typically they go chase those kind of things? They end up alone.
Mm-hmm. They lose a part of themselves.
They lose a part of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They become very empty.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like, what are you really trying to achieve? We're not putting anybody down who's...
No, absolutely not.
Who's made a life that way.
I'm not putting anyone down.
I have plenty of really good friends who have been very successful in life, and that is the path that they've chosen.
Right.
And I am so proud of them for choosing that. There's nothing wrong with that.
This isn't putting anyone down. I'm just speaking in general terms. If this is affecting you... Sorry, Cinderella.
Disney sold us lies.
Disney sold you lies.
Yep.
Because the lie, go ahead.
Fantasies are not real.
No, fantasies are not real. Like, dude, like, and I had to learn this.
I kind of want you to look up the definition of fantasy.
What is it?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I kind of want you to look it up.
Like, I had to learn this. Like, the whole...
The fantasy is just putting a fake idea in your head.
Yes. Like, because if you're living your life and like you're trying to chase a fantasy, this is the definition of fantasy: the faculty or activity of imagining things, especially things that are impossible or improbable. Because fantasies aren't real. Mm-hmm. And the thing about it is that if you live your life in a fantasy, when you have the real thing, guess what happens? You fumble your blessing.
Yep.
You fumble.
Will be popped eventually.
You fumble the best thing that could have happened to you.
Mm-hmm.
I've done this in life.
Yep.
I'm still feeling it.
Like, I'm not saying I haven't. I think because of the way that I was raised and the life that I lived and have lived so far, I don't think I ever have. But that doesn't mean that I'm putting myself on a high horse that's like, oh, that's never going to happen to me. And that's just being prideful. I know God will. I know if I speak that constantly. Oh, I've never fumbled my blessings. God hears that. So does the enemy.
Yeah, I know.
So the enemy's going to try. So that's why I have to make sure that I keep myself humble and keep people around me that are accountable to make sure that when that time comes, that I don't fumble my blessing.
Mm-hmm. Proverbs 15:4. Gentle words are a tree of life. A deceitful tongue crushes the spirit.
That is why it pisses me off whenever there are different men that I talk to in my life and they constantly talk negative about themselves.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Go ahead.
It pisses me off because I will speak life, but they choose to not believe it. I actually got on somebody about this the other day. They were like, I'm a bad friend. And I was like, no, you're not. They're like, yes, I am. I haven't really been talking to you. I said, I understand that you're going through life. It is okay. I'm not going to sit here and fight with you. But if you want to choose to believe that you're a bad friend, that's on you. But I know the truth, and I will not choose to believe that about you.
Mm-hmm. We had a few people not enjoy listening to me and Dakota's conversation because they were like, this guy is just negative and blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't enjoy the conversation. You're hearing it. You're hearing negativity.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you're positive.
Mm-hmm.
When you're positive, you put your brain in a positive state.
When you aren't willing to take a chance, you're just living in fear.
Yeah.
Why not? Give it a shot.
Especially.
What is the worst that is going to happen?
Right. What's the worst that's going to happen?
Somebody hears it and sees it, and they're like, oh, I can relate to that. Your story matters.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how deep or dark or shitty it is.
Yeah.
Your story can be a light to somebody.
It can be.
We also don't post everything that we film.
Nope.
If it is a shit episode, we're not going to put it out. If we have guests on and they're shitty, I'm not going to post it.
True.
I will make the executive decision because this is my podcast.
Yeah.
I wear the pants. Really?
I'm trying to. I mean, gentle words are the tree of life. The tree of life. This tree right here did not start out like this.
If I start talking positively to this tree, it will move.
It honestly, dude, there is a tree that I could show that I'd be like, this tree grew after positivity got here.
Mm-hmm.
Paint a picture for you. Imagine a shitty fucking meth house in the middle of the country with this little tiny little pine tree in the front. Halfway dead, broken home. Next thing you know, somebody moves in. They fucking hole in one, bro. They move in. They start redoing the house. They make it pretty. They make it nice. They start spreading love throughout the area. That tree is now probably 40 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
And it did it in less than probably 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. Imagine what speaking life over yourself will do. Exactly. That's just a tree.
That's just a tree.
Same with animals.
Same with animals. If you're negative to animals,
they're going to feed off that energy.
Yes, they will. If you're positive to animals.
I know that for a fact because I have a fucking dog bite.
Yeah. You see it in dogs, see it in cats, see it in horses.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is my favorite. Practice gratitude daily.
And I wrote it in all caps because it was in all caps.
Good. If you are not grateful for the things you have in life, guess what? You're probably going to lose them.
Yep.
And
Darn, I was hoping it was a cooler card than that.
Nah. I mean, and I'm just going to take my own life experience. When I was making all kinds of money, living life, high on the hog, partying, having fun. Yes, I was having fun. I wasn't grateful. I wasn't grateful for the things I had. Look at me now.
You were just playing the part of a corporate junkie.
True. Thinking that money would make me happy. Now, I have nothing. And I make less than I used to make 9 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And if I went back to the time that I had everything I thought I wanted in life,
Mm-hmm.
and then I looked at my life now,
Yep.
or I looked at my life last year, really, I would be like, well, now, if I looked at my life now, I'd be like, dude, I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But I am grateful for nothing. And I am so much happier.
Because you still have your soul.
Yes. When you look at my eyes, there's something there. When you look at a lot of people's eyes, you see a whole lot of emptiness.
Mm-hmm.
Typically what comes with emptiness is loneliness and regret, anxiety, depression,
Mm-hmm.
weakness, insecurity.
So make sure you practice gratitude daily.
Practice gratitude. Be grateful for the things you have in life.
Mm-hmm.
Take 5 minutes to be grateful. Take 5 minutes to look at the sunset and just say, God, thank you. I am so grateful for this life.
And speak it in your mind and speak it into existence.
Yep. Because if you don't, divine justice, karma,
Mm-hmm.
will let you know that you're not grateful
Absolutely.
for your blessings. Where are we? Say that word. The
First Thessalonians.
First Thessalonians.
No. First Thessalonians.
First Thessalonians.
Dude, I can't even say it.
5:18. Be thankful in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you who belong to Christ Jesus.
You could have said Jesus Christ.
I know.
Either way.
Be thankful in all circumstances.
I'm thankful there's a hole in my wall.
Good, you should be.
Yep.
Because now you're going to get a new one.
Exactly. And my bathroom will no longer be green.
Thank God.
I was not the original color chooser of that. Just when we moved in, I didn't have the time to paint.
Yeah, you know what really hurts is that when you look back at life and you think to yourself, why wasn't I grateful for this?
Mm-hmm.
It hurts way more.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are grateful for something and you lose it, it hurts like a motherfucker. But
Yes, it does.
if you get through it,
You're correct. Yeah?
life will turn around.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's how I got through my second breakup. I thought that relationship was perfect. So when that one ended, I was like, well, if God can take someone as perfect as him away, That just means that he has somebody better.
Yep. I mean, you've seen me in the last 8 months.
Uh-huh.
So, and I'll be honest, and you know this, and I know people don't know this about me, but like in the last 8 months, I am just thankful to still be breathing.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes I don't know how I'm still here.
Divine protection.
Like, and that's being honest. I'm not the kind of person that would do certain things.
You would not end your own life.
I would not. But I was at the point where I was literally, remove me, please.
Right.
And that's truth.
You're not the only one who's done that. There's plenty of scripture out there that David wrote in Psalms. And one thing he's praising God, the next he's like, take me off this earth.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Job.
Yep.
So you are not the only one.
Yeah. I mean, and if you haven't been in that position in life where you're asking God to remove you, just be thankful.
Yes.
Be thankful.
Be thankful.
Because that...
Be thankful that's a mental battle you have not faced.
Yeah, be thankful that is a mental battle you have not faced.
Correct.
Because if I wasn't as mentally resilient as I am, if I hadn't seen and been through the things that I have been through in life, I really don't think I would have made it through that one.
Also, never speak or assume that somebody went through something too.
True.
Because I had someone try to say something like that about Kayla. And I instantly got defensive and pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Because I knew who she was and I knew she would never do that. So the fact that someone tried to speak that, I told them to shut the fuck up.
Yep. Yep. People are interesting.
Yes, they are.
But make sure you all are grateful for the life you have. The next one, follow your joy. It's what the soul needs. I think a vast majority of Bengals fans know that the NFL's rigged. And I don't care what the NFL says. I don't care what other fans say. It's fucking rigged.
It is. It can also be demonic.
True. Taylor Swift. I mean, like, if
she's not the only one.
If you subtract the money, it probably wouldn't be rigged.
Probably not just celebrities would go to the Super Bowl.
Correct. I mean, Joe Burrow said himself, he didn't enjoy playing in front of the Super Bowl crowd. And I don't blame him. A bunch of hoity-toity fucking people who don't even care. It's all for show.
Mm-hmm. It's also a front.
It's a front. Money laundering. Yeah, I know.
Worse than that.
Oh, I know.
We're not talking about that on this episode.
The fuck we're not. What is the Super Bowl? What happens during the Super Bowl? Before we get there, the Super Bowl is nothing but a humongous distraction for everyone. Well, it used to be, but...
So are award shows.
Mm-hmm. What's going on during them? If you all haven't done your research, the Super Bowl is nothing but a distraction from child sex trafficking. That's all it is. Documented.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Hillary. But that's it.
So then tell me what's happening during award shows.
I don't know what's happening during award shows.
you have an idea, or do you know?
I don't know.
Rituals.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to just say it. For all the Taylor Swift fans, if you are not observant enough, go back to that fucking Super Bowl when she is downing a beer and that bitch next to her is literally doing demonic symbols with her hands.
Again, she's not the only one.
I know.
Okay.
Also, if you're not aware that there's spiritual warfare going on, you're probably suffering.
Yep.
And I mean, like, it took a while for me to realize that.
Yeah.
And it was a hard truth to come to.
Yeah, there's a lot of artists I used to love that I cannot listen to anymore.
Yeah.
I listen to it and my spirit is instantly agitated.
Yeah. I love Billie Eilish's first 2 albums. Love them. But damn, I don't like listening to them.
Yeah.
Dude. So this is me swallowing my pride, standing in front of you saying, I love that song, but I can't. I tried playing it last night and I couldn't.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck this song.
Yeah. Yeah.
We slightly derailed, but I don't care.
Yes, we did. I know we did.
I don't care.
I don't either. I don't either.
We've taken the brakes off because, I mean,
I don't care either, and we're clearly being told what we're doing is the right thing.
Yeah, I don't really give a shit. I mean, like seriously. Hell, are we gonna wake up tomorrow? I don't know.
Mm.
I'm waiting. I keep like looking at my phone, waiting for it to be like, they dropped the nuke. Like, I keep waiting for it. Like,
but because we are following our joy, because we know what truth is, we don't have to worry about this stuff.
Yeah, I don't really care. Not that I want to die, because I have too many things in this life I want to do.
Correct.
But I genuinely don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying I want to die.
No.
But I genuinely don't care.
Correct.
Because at the end of the day, if I don't have to live on this fucking planet with these human beings that have fucked all of this up,
correct,
I would be happier.
Yes.
There is some things I won't say on here because it does pinpoint back to a certain human being. But like, that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
It's like, this life is not worth living with all of this nonsense.
Correct.
So you gotta do these things to be happy in this world, because if you don't do these things, guess what? You're not gonna fucking be happy, dude.
Correct.
Happiness is also a state of mind and being.
Yes, it is.
Doing these things is how you get to that state of mind.
Correct.
I know this because I took every single one of these steps when I was in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
When I was knocking on death's door. I wasn't even knocking. I was fucking trying to kick the door in. I was like, let me fucking in already. I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Damn this Irish oak. Or no, English oak. Sorry, Robin Hood. You know Robin Hood, you know? Kevin Costner?
Yes.
Morgan Freeman?
Yes.
Damned English oak. Eventually the door broke in.
Was it broken in or was it finally unlocked?
Who knows? It was broken in. He took the statue's head and was...
It's not the door I was referring to.
Oh. Maybe the window.
There you go.
Because he went crashing through the window to save. Whatever her name was.
Yeah.
Follow your joy. That's what the world needs. Or your soul needs. Romans 15:13. I pray that God, The source of hope will fill you completely with joy and peace because you trust in him. Good job. Because I'm going to read this again. And I'm going to read this again because coming from somebody who believed in God but did not know him, this one is extreme truth. Extreme truth. I've never read this before. Look at my reaction. I pray that God, the source of hope, if you don't have hope in life, what are you doing? You're not even living. You have no hope for the future. You're just existing. It's called an NPC. Will fill you completely with joy and peace because you trust in him. Straight fact. I can't believe this human being is saying this. I can't believe it. It's coming out of my mouth. But yes, man. The answer to all of your problems is believing in God. And it's not like it's just going to come tomorrow.
No.
You have to be consistent. But I promise you, if you're going through something and you say, God, will you please take this away from me? He will. It's not instant.
And sometimes you have to ask him to keep taking it time and time again.
Yeah. Because the thing about it is that it doesn't go anywhere.
Nope.
But since you believe in God and you trust in him, he will bring you joy and peace again. And then when it pops into your head, you have nightmares, you worry, because you're a good human being and you love and care about somebody. It doesn't eat you alive.
Correct.
Because you find joy and peace. Because you trust him that he will help.
Exactly.
Because all you have to do is ask him for help. I wish I had told myself this back in my 20s.
Yeah.
When I thought life was great, and then I started derailing it on my own behavior. Before we get to the last one, I do want to say this. Since some people have problems with self-reflection, go look in the mirror and start telling yourself that you love yourself. Tell yourself you're beautiful. Tell yourself you're intelligent. Make sure you're not looking at what you're wearing that day. You're not looking at how your hair is.
You look yourself directly in the eyes.
You look at yourself in the eyes. Because what you're doing is you're looking at your soul. If you're not capable of doing this, guess what? You don't have one. It's buried underneath all the bullshit.
Correct. It's lost.
It's lost.
It's there, but it's lost.
It's there, but it's lost. And there are a lot of lost people walking this earth, and they're probably wigging out and freaking out about all the shit going on in the world that you have no control over.
Correct.
I could be a real conspiracy theorist and be like, how do you know that's really happening over there? But that's because I ask myself, what if? What if it's not? Not saying it's not, but like, what if? Also, it's 2025, guys. Like, AI exists. Also, the internet is fucking dumb. There are videos that I have seen from 10 years ago that people are like, oh my God, look at this explosion. I'm like, dude, that's from China. That's ammonium nitrate from a fireworks facility that exploded.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, guys. Come on. We've all been on the internet for quite a while now.
Yep.
If you practice these things, and let me read them all again, just real quick. If you practice being present and living in the moment,
allowing yourself to feel your emotions, having an outlet to express yourself, setting boundaries, having a self-care plan to stay grounded and charge your energy, self-reflecting and checking in with yourself, having human connection and quality time with people you love, like friends, family, and community, being gentle with yourself, practicing gratitude daily, following your joy. You will hotwire your brain to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
And why would you not want to be happy?
Why would you want to live in misery?
Why would you want to live in misery?
I don't care if it's comfortable. Get uncomfortable with yourself.
You should.
Growth happens in the uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
Unexplainable things happen in the uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Divine moments happen in the uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. If you don't believe in God, you're never going to see His grace because you don't have the vision. You're not looking for it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have the vision, when someone walks up to you and looks at you in their eye, and like you look in their eyes and something looks different, next thing you know, it's like you're speaking to God Himself.
Mm-hmm.
You will never see it because you don't believe.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have faith.
Correct.
If you need proof, you're never going to have proof because you don't have faith. Or you will have proof, but that's just from divine justice, and that hurts.
And that's just supernatural doing what supernatural is supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. But if you don't believe in God, I'm pretty sure you believe in evil. I mean, look at our world.
Mm-hmm.
Our world is ran by a satanic cult. But yeah, like if it, like how people don't see this is beyond me. And that's a hard truth I had to come to. And the last thing to remember is that love always wins.
Yes, it does.
Love will always win.
Mm-hmm.
1 Corinthians 13:13. 3 things will last forever: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. Love is the most powerful force on this planet.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And for all the narcissists out there, if you want to be powerful, learn to love someone.
Mm.
You want to feel real power. Because then you don't know what power is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to go real fucking deep into this.
Because fully loving someone is total abandonment.
Mm-hmm. It's fully giving yourself to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know what the power of love is, then you're just having sex with a being.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what it feels like for the other person who loves you deeply.
Mm-hmm.
That's a different type of sexual encounter. If you're just sleeping around, you're just detrimental to your own very soul.
Mm-hmm.
You're just deteriorating your soul. And I'm not speaking all high and mighty. I have done the same shit, okay? Like, I've done the same shit, all right? I've done the old text message at 2:30 in the morning saying, hey, what you doing? Cool, great, come on over. I gave you my best 3 minutes. Get out. I've been there. And damn, did my life suck. I thought it was good. And then I realized, after I grew up and became a man, that I was just destroying myself. Same with women.
Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you start destroying your soul, like I've said You don't love yourself. You can have people be like, oh, don't do that. You're going to get attached and turn off your emotions. And you can be like, watch me, I'm not going to. Yeah, maybe you didn't get attached to those men, but you damaged your own self-worth.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to relearn to love yourself again.
Yep.
That's hard.
Yep.
Especially as women, because we are driven emotionally.
Yep. I said this to someone. I said, the more you do this, the more you lower your value. Not for me, for yourself.
Yep. You do these 10 steps, you're raising your value.
Mm-hmm. Your own personal value.
Yes. To what you truly are.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't you want to be divine?
Because all we are spiritual beings inside a physical energy life form, having a human experience. That's all this is. That's it. The sooner you realize that, probably the more you're going to start doing these 10 steps.
Exactly.
I think it's mind-blowing that I am talking about God in general. Because there's probably many people who are sitting here like, holy fuck, he's talking about God.
Yeah.
And I mean, listen to me, I'm cussing at the same time. I'm like still me.
Yeah.
But, you know.
You're still learning.
No, I'm just me. But like.
That too.
But like. I mean, I'm sure a lot of my friends in Michigan, when they see this, they're probably going to be like, holy shit. Sorry, guys. I found why. I pulled the old Lieutenant Dan and went. Just went off into life. But yeah, I did find God.
Mm-hmm.
And my life is much better. I finally got my legs.
Yeah. I can remember one time you're like, how are you not more shocked? And I'm like, because this is stuff I've prayed for.
Oh,
so it doesn't surprise me. If anything, it puts me in a state of being in awe of God, because I know God can do all things. But also it puts me in awe of you to see you go through this change.
Yeah, it puts me in awe to
be in it.
Be in it, because 3 years ago I wouldn't do this.
Nope. I'll replay back conversations when we first met where you and I completely disagreed on things. And I think about it now and I'm like, I bet you if we had this conversation, you would agree with me.
Mm-hmm. I'm not a Bible thumper and I'm not a churchgoer and I'm not any of that, but I am talking about God. Mm-hmm. We are doing something we said we would never do on this podcast in talking about God.
Correct. And that came from you, not me.
I know. Because I didn't want to. I didn't want to go down that road. Mainly because I know this world is ran by evil and they don't want anybody to, get popular for talking about God. Because, if you watch our videos on YouTube, you see that it gets to 38 views and it stops because the algorithm doesn't like it. And because they don't want people to, know the truth about this whole thing called life. But I'm also an intelligent person and I do stupid videos, like when I make a truck video of me being an absolute dumbass, so that way we get over 500 views on videos, or I go running onto the Bengals field and we get like 2,000 views within a day and all this stuff, because I know that the algorithm likes stupidity. Mm-hmm. Did you hear what I just said? The
Yes.
algorithm likes stupidity.
Yes.
Because they can't be having the truth. This is all ran by an evil demonic cult. We should probably stop me from going, because I will just...
Well, no, you're right, because we said the episode was going to be a recap of the 10 steps that
I kind of like
to
this.
happiness. So,
Do you like this?
yes.
Okay, cool.
Until I start to get tired.
4 a.m. comes quick.
Yeah.
I am being obedient to God because I have not told you anything about what I'm doing, and you are the only person I talk to in this world.
Correct.
On this level.
Correct.
You have no fucking clue what I'm doing, do you?
No. Think you can? No. Think you can hold it down for a minute while I go get my glasses?
Sure.
Can I have your phone so I can get in the car?
No.
Is it close? Is it close enough? Or just unlock it.
I really do want to say, guys, like, she is the spiritual one here. She is the godly one here, and I am not. I have come full circle on this whole life thing and this whole God thing, and I am like, oh man. And I'm saying this in a harsh way because I want you all to hear it, because I feel like gentleness doesn't get anywhere. You got to be harsh. Sometimes you got to kick a fucking horse, and this horse had to be broke. So, just saying.
And he is correct. I have no idea what he's doing. Literally a week ago, he was like, buckle up. And I was like, okay, I'm ready.
Mm-hmm. Still have yet to tell you anything.
Correct.
Still have yet to tell you anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to.
And I respect that.
Not going to. Not because I don't want you to know.
Correct.
Not because I just don't want to say it. I want to say it so bad. I'm not
Correct.
going to.
And I respect you enough to not let my curiosity win.
Yeah. Because I am being obedient to God and not speaking on my blessings.
Until he tells you to speak.
Mm-hmm. Did you hear that?
You're being a good steward.
It's tough. Tough. Being obedient.
It is hard because we have free will.
I've also learned the hardest thing to do, and people hear this word and they think it's weakness. The funny thing about it is that it's not weakness. The funny thing about it is it's actually true power. The funny thing about it is it's actually true strength. Surrender.
Yep.
And it is not easy. How many times did I say, I'm like, is this surrender? I think it is. I don't know. I don't even know how to fucking surrender. I don't know how to quit.
Look up the definition.
But I don't know how to quit. And, you know, I'm always like, you know, I want to like fight for the things that I have in life and the things I love and cherish and I'm grateful for. I want to fight for them.
When you live like this.
When you live like this, you're not sitting there with an open hand to receive.
Correct.
Surrender. Cease resistance to an enemy or opponent and submit to their authority.
Look up the biblical definition.
I could have just spun it, but we'll just do it anyways.
Yeah.
To yield oneself entirely to God's will, authority, and purpose. Relinquishing personal control and desires.
Because when you allow him to have full authority and full will over you, he is going to give that back to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is what he desired when he created mankind.
Created you.
Correct. But mankind is made in his image.
Mm-hmm. That's why surrender is hard. And that's why you have to have faith.
Mm-hmm.
You can't receive anything with closed, clenched fists.
Mm-hmm.
You have to receive it with open hands.
Correct. Do it again.
Surrender is fucking hard.
Yes, it is.
It is hard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still struggling with it, but I feel like
I do too.
I'm accomplishing something.
Yeah, it is extremely hard.
Oh.
Especially when it's not even for oneself.
Yep.
When you want to either control the situation or control how someone's life should be going, and you want it to go a certain way for them to better their life, but you have to learn to surrender and let God do what God's going to do.
Yep.
And let him move how he's going to move.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that is true because of answered prayers.
Mm-hmm.
For many people in my life.
The moment I realized what surrender is. Let's just say that there is a lovely young lady at the gym that I like. And we can ask ourselves, what, me and Dakota got into this, what if manifestation is real?
Mm-hmm.
I literally was just like, you know what? I'm not even going to ask God for this. I'm not going to try. I'm not going to put it out into the universe. I am going to surrender and let God do what he's going to do.
Mm-hmm. You have to surrender your desires.
You have to have faith.
Yes.
That God is going to provide.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why a lot of people don't believe in God.
He put that dream in your heart for a reason.
Yeah. I really do think that's why people don't believe in God, is because they don't have faith.
They're scared.
They're scared. They're living in fear. Because it takes true strength to have the kind of faith that you're knowing that it's going to work out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll just divvy out some personal information. I don't really care. I'm a single man. I'm not married. I don't have kids. I've been close to having children. And God said no.
Not yet.
Not yet.
He didn't say no. He said not yet. It's not my timing.
And that's a tough one to swallow.
Mm-hmm.
A very tough one to swallow.
I can understand that.
God, I love this person. They're everything I ever prayed for. Why would you take it away?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe instead of asking why, you just be like, okay. Because asking why is not loving the other person. Because maybe they aren't where they need to be yet.
Mm-hmm.
So you just say, okay.
Mm-hmm. Because newsflash, he's not just working on you. He is working on everybody.
There you go. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Like you said, nobody is perfect. Everybody constantly needs to be worked on.
Yep.
Because we are born into a life of sin.
Yep. We are all sinners.
Mm-hmm.
I am a sinner. I fall into sin more than I like.
Same.
But God is forgiving and he has grace. And he knows that we live in a world of sin and evil.
Like I said in the beginning, he factored in that you're going to make dumb decisions and he still loves you.
God, I'm glad.
I think the first time I heard that, I was like, oof. If that's not perfect wording of his grace.
Dude, where my life was and where my life was going, if it wasn't for God himself, I wouldn't be here.
Correct.
I may still be on this planet.
But you wouldn't be alive.
No. And that's the one thing that comes with finally just being like, you know what? Maybe there is something out there.
Mm-hmm.
Is that when you get to that level, you start living life.
Yes.
And then when you have nothing,
Mm-hmm.
and you're living in uncomfortable situations. How do you like my house over there? I like what I did with the decoration. This time I parked it in front of a tree.
Yeah.
I'm happier now than I probably should be. Maybe this is insanity. Maybe it's madness, and it probably is.
I don't think it's madness. I think it's clarity. It's the purest form of clarity.
It's clarity. It's awareness. This is also why I say, and why Dakota was saying, it's really fucking difficult to be in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Every day for me is a struggle. Not because of me.
No.
It's just watching, it's just watching people that just are not grateful for their blessings in life.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were saying one time, I see people do this all the time. They have a house, they have a spouse, they have kids, they have a dog, they have cars, they got a job, they got money, and they are the most miserable fucks I've ever seen. I have nothing.
Correct. But that's also why you and I and many others, because we think on such a high level and we think on such a deep spirituality, we can never fully hate somebody. We can never hate anybody, and we can never judge somebody.
No.
For the way that they act.
No.
Or react to things, because we know deep down there's something there.
Yep. Let's just say that I came across someone who is struggling with alcoholism and not capable of seeing through the fog. And instead of not communicating with them again, because I shouldn't, making the choice to go do something that no other human would do, let alone a man, and looking at them and being like, it's okay. And not prying, just giving them the space to finally just let it out.
Mm-hmm.
If I hated that person, if I didn't like that person, if I chose to be like, well, this person's a piece of shit, like a lot of people would do, that person may never have heard what they needed to hear.
Correct, because you chose to show them pure love.
Mm-hmm. That person said, thank you so much. Because of you talking to me, I now can see. If you struggle with anything, let alone addiction, drinking, drugs,
addiction in general,
and you try to quit, I'm just letting you know it comes in threes. It's the third day, the third week, the third month, the third year. It also comes in threes on the third try of quitting.
Mm-hmm.
Because by the time you get to that third try and you've tried quitting and you tried quitting and you tried quitting, you're like, well, fuck it, I can't quit. So you just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
You do have to back yourself down.
Correct. You have to know that you're going to have setbacks.
Yep. Wow. I just flicked that ant right at you.
Thanks.
Man, it right here. Through the crack.
Oh, did it again. Oh. Well, since I have like an hour and a half drive down to the sticks, I guess we should call it. Because it's Cincinnati against the world. We're out here dodging golf balls at Devou Park.
Yes, we are.
How the hell do you turn that thing off?
Well, I didn't bring the remote with me, so one of us has to get up and turn it off.
You see, being prepared is also really important. Don't slide your butt on wooden benches, because that is a trip to the emergency room.
Dang, I was hoping it would like follow you because I set it up for it to like follow our faces.
Because getting a splinter in the ass is not a good idea.